All right, time to get started here. Looks like everything's working. Audio, check. Lights, check. Sanity, not check. Make sure I've got... We got Blender open. Code, how's it going, bud? How's your week been? Figured better late than never. Starting the stream. We went out. We all went out for a dinner and got back, and I had to feed the chickens because they were out of food, and then put the dogs up. But late night, but good night. Yeah, all good over here. All good. Let's see, and yeah, definitely gave you a shout out in the video because you've been really helpful for me over the years, the year and a half, whatever it's been. And I'm trying to remember, I think when we finished this last tower, it needed more contrast. Enhancer, Bond, James Bond. You know, if you took my name and Lost in Code's accent, we would pretty much have James Bond. Enhancer, how's your Thursday night going? Yeah, any lurkers in the chat? All right, I've got my witch's cauldron of tea ready to go. Enhancer says, oh yeah, Code, I did ping Discord. It's going great. You did a lot with your game and got a great amount of story and game help thanks to Lost in Code. Nice. Glad to hear it. Yeah, he's full of ideas, man. That's super awesome. Do you have a deadline for when that game needs to be done? Yeah, doing pretty well over here. It's been a busy week. Busy week, good week. And trying to decide how to add some contrast to this tower. And why? Oh, there it goes. It was just being slow. All right, I think right here, you just can't really see much. So I could probably do something with the lighting. So for example, if I take this one, maybe I shrink it down to make it more higher contrast. Move it toward the tower. Then let's see, on the y-axis here. I mean, that gives us a little more contrast. About 2.5 weeks, somewhere around that. Well, yeah, that's gonna be in game land. That's crunch time, bro. That's not a lot of time, but I've got confidence in you. You can do it. I did a game for school. For college, it was, I did like an arcade style game. It was like a vertical scroller kind of arcade game, you know, kind of like Galaga. It was more of an asteroid dodger game, and I did it with a little bit of Java, or actually a lot of Java, and a really bare bones engine called Greenfoot. But it was all just Java. It was very little. It wasn't much of a, not much of a UI really, but that was the first one I did. And the first game I made before that was actually not even in an engine. I was just doing a text-based kind of a dungeon crawler. And I actually did develop the dungeon. It was a, you know, multi-dimensional array. But, you know, I don't know what happened to it. I lost the code for it. I was doing that one in C++, I think. Yeah, we all start somewhere for sure. Okay, this light, it is adding the contrast, or at least a little bit of it. But it's a little bit too spotlighty, so maybe just reduce the power here. 800. Oh, that didn't do anything. 500. It's still just like, it's too something. So I think there was that issue, and then there was the issue of the lights animating. They were just too bland, like too, you couldn't really tell that they were animating at all. So I think I just need to change the contrast. So it goes from 120 to 80. And let's see, it's not really playing back for me very well, but welcome back. We could probably go from like 140. In fact, let me delete the previous one. So let's do 140. And then we'll do the same thing here at the end. And let's come over to this other one. We'll do the same thing. Actually, that's a brighter light. So that goes from 200 to 150. Let's have that one drop all the way down to like 120. Boom. All right, so we got that. George. Glory to the Korea. Actually, it's more of a Corey to the glory to the Korea. George, how's your Friday going, man? You looking forward to the weekend? Yeah. You have any big plans? I'm definitely looking forward to the weekend. I'm going to chill out. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, the platform tutorial is in the works. I just finished that other video, so the platform is probably next. I've got the game ready to go, though. Chilling with the daughter. Nice. Coming very soon, man. Very soon. Maybe December. I'm thinking December. I've got a couple of... Basically, I want to get my Steam page up. And the only reason I haven't finished the Steam page is I need enough stuff to show visually. Which is why I'm here in Blender right now. So I'm getting all the towers in. Finishing out the UI. It doesn't need to be perfect. Nothing like that. But I do want enough to put up a Steam page with a little video in there, that kind of thing. And then, yeah, let's do it, man. Code, you learned something from the latest video? What did you learn from the video? I feel like you're teaching me half the time, or more often than not. Okay, I think I just need to go to the render settings. Let's navigate to the folder. There's a bunch of stuff that I threw in there. All right. Oh, the FPS behavior through events. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's different ways to do it, huh? If I'd been thinking about it, I would have done it the way you mentioned, but yeah, I mean, yeah, the more you know, I guess. I appreciate the vote of confidence there, George. I can't say. I know that this has been a game long time coming. So I'm well aware it's taken forever, and it's definitely gaining some speed now. Okay, let me see here. All right, put these ones. What I need, so that's going to that folder. That's not really where I want it though. Blender animations. All right, let's update the location here. George, what are some of the what have been some of the most wild moments on your podcast so far? I know you've had a lot of people on now. If you're able to respond, I know you're also kind of working. Oh no, the dev didn't show up yesterday? Well, dang it. Well, if maybe you should interview Lost in Code. He's got a game that's pretty much finished. He just needs to go commercial with it. Make that money. That's probably the wildest. Was it just like a no call, no show? Did they even reach out to you? You just got engaged. I'm not sure if that explains it though. I think he owes you a podcast. Oh, he mixed up the dates. Well, he owes you a podcast. And yeah, Coda got the enemy models. I've been toying around with the smoke effects and stuff, so I'm getting closer. I don't have anything that's quite where I want it yet. Dang, you're fully booked to December. Nice. Do you do all the networking to get people on board? Like, do you do that personally? Yeah, we can aim for January for sure. In fact, we should probably set a date. Is there a specific date that works for you? Usually Wednesday morning for you. Let's see. All right, so you are... See, we're going to have fallback here in just a little bit. So I think you're going to be... $14 to $15. I think 15 plus from us. It's 9:20 p.m. where I am. Cody, you said you couldn't do the podcast. Don't worry, I'll be having anxiety too. I'll just fake it till I make it. So 8 p.m. my time would be your morning. That's basically my podcast time anyway. I mean, my stream time. Yeah, we could do that. Lost in Code, you're coming too. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. I mean, honestly, if it gets chatty, it's probably just because everyone's having a good time. In fact, I'm gonna probably play a little bit of that game tonight, Code, because I've been wanting to finish playing out the Clone Escape game. Okay, I feel like I've been staring at the screen here. I need to actually do something. I want to add something to this, and I'm not sure what. So let me save before it crashes. Let's go into edit mode. Then I think what I'll do is I basically want to take this edge and then can I bevel it? Let's see. Oh, that's actually 2. Why is it 2? Okay. 3 edges actually. Let's try, can we do the bevel on 3? What does that look like? Hey, Blaze is in the house. Code has the, it's like a beta version that's out. So he's gathering feedback on it. Back to, let's see, I'm not sure. Code, you might want to drop a link for me just so that I make sure I have the latest one. I think the latest one I have is let's see, is it this one? This one is from the 9th. So this is it. See how many levels unlock using cheat. And Blaze, to answer your question, I was modeling the Holy Tower for my game. All right, what was the cheat? Numpad? Oh, F4. DNA plus 100. Oh, nice. Dang, so we got all of them. I have a long way to go because I need to finish. Let me see here. Was it only level 4? Yeah, I've only played to level 4. All right, so I'm going to come to this. I want to play before the night's up. We made a level that's a moving elevator. Nice. How far did you get, George? I'm not liking the bevel on this. Maybe something else. Maybe there's something else we can do here. You can always extrude it. Level 2, you pretended that you were doing something serious. That's how you do it. If you look like you're working, you can get away with quite a bit. I wonder if that will add enough shade to one side of this thing. I think that'll be a little bit better. So I'm going to save this one. And then what I want to do is actually take this project, and then I want to also save it as, and we'll say, oh, what else did we need? We needed an ice tower. And I'm just going to basically delete everything. And then we're going to build an ice tower. Now I had some ideas for what I wanted it to look like. There's an update on Minimap 2. Let me see. Is this the one you're referring to for Minimap? So for October 16th, go to achievement all. It displays all your games and achievements. You can sort it by platforms as well. So make sure I don't miss anything. 2, you can see your entire achievements in thumbnail view. Go to achievements, summary games. You can edit the view. 3, you can generate game image of the games you've played. Click on the 3 dots next to the games you have played. 4, linked games in your posts other than journal posts will also show up on your post calendar. You may choose up to 4 games to show up on your thumbnail image. Nice. Yeah, that's super nifty. You know, I need to add more games onto mine. I like that. That's super awesome. Okay, let's see what we've got here. For the ice tower. Hey, there's that lurker. Riley Parker, how's your evening going? All right, for this one, let's see, select all vertices. Then I'm going to see if I can go to select. And check or deselect. Then we scale some of them out. We get this kind of effect. Not quite what I was wanting there. Tell you what, let's start with a brilliant diamond. I'm going to flip that thing 180 degrees. Oops, that's let's move. I need to rotate it. Then I need to go to Edit, Preferences, and Navigation. We are back. And back. Yeah, thank you. 400 and going strong.
I'm just here to troll you.
That you are. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah, whatever I was doing there, I'm gonna forget. So I want to take this thingy, and then let's see if I can scale it along the z-axis here. The viewport's giving me some trouble. I don't know why. Code is waving.
George told you to release your game already.
Yep.
Just like I've been telling.
Mm-hmm. Basically what I'm doing is just kind of playing around. I'm trying to basically break it, but come up with like a random kind of a procedurally generated design that I think looks cool. Nothing in particular. A little bit spiky maybe. And then I'll add like ice looking stuff. Yeah, like if I were making an actual 3D model for a 3D game, whatever I'm doing now would be a terrible idea, adding too much geometry and such. But again, I'm just doing 2D images, so it doesn't matter how many faces are on there. I don't care if the internal geometry, I don't care about backface culling or anything like that. Not right now. But again, I'm trying to fix the viewport. Whenever I zoom in and out, it thinks I'm too close to this thing. And I thought I had disabled the setting for that. Double check on this. Continue. Oh well. For Halloween, you know, our neighborhood's been boring lately, the past few years for Halloween. We have some decor put out, and then we always do, a candy bowl and everything. And then we walk the block. The last year, there were like maybe one set of trick-or-treaters stopped by, and then walking around the block, there were other houses handing out candy, but there were not really any other trick-or-treaters. So it was like eerily quiet out there. And here's an example of what I mean when I say I'm playing around with it and looking for ideas. So over here on the left, you can kind of see the viewport. Like the more I like push and pull on these things, the more random designs I get that I don't necessarily have to think up. I just get lucky or unlucky with whatever it's doing. And I'm betting on luck tonight. Nowadays, kids don't do the good old trick and treat. Yeah, COVID didn't help either. No, I think it was literally COVID that really put a damper on it. Like, and I think that some of those effects lasted. All right, what can we do here? Let's take... Yeah, a cold mist for sure. Got to get a cold mist on it. Maybe take this belly section. It's a little funny looking. What if I scale it along just the Z-axis? That might work. Just a friend you always join has a small channel. Oh, I forgot to read the previous message. You're joining a live stream for Halloween playing Phasmophobia. Nice. So your friend's doing the stream and then you're going to be in game with him. Is that kind of what you're saying? Very cool. That sounds fun. What if you had some ice shards rotating around the shaft? Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea. What if I do that and then go to the top view? select the face and delete it. Yeah, dude, I can't wait to get the wish list cooking. Very soon, I hope. Okay, let's see. I think... What is this? What are we looking at here? Oh. It's like filled in, but it's not acting... Oh, there it goes. Can we dissolve the face? No. Can we delete it? Yes. It's a little bit wonky. I have to fix it up just a little bit. Price. Steam usually gives a suggestion for prices, and usually you go with it. I think it's going to be in like the $8 to $10 range. $10 would give me plenty of room to do sales. And so I think 8 to 10 is going to be reasonable. And whatever it recommends, I'll just go with, because it knows. Steam wants you to sell your game. All right, and then let's save this because I haven't saved it in a minute. Dead Monka, how you doing tonight, man? We're doing some Blender, making towers for my game. All right, I think one of the ways to see if we're liking it is to go ahead and add the look. So let's go over to shading. Yeah, most people like looking at 10 or 5. Yeah, like, I mean, like, I would be comfortable. I'd be happy to just get people playing it. But at the same time, if I'm putting it out there commercially, there's no point in selling myself short. And honestly, most people are... You have some people who just kind of like chronically buy a lot of games just because they like to own them, but they don't necessarily play them. But then you have people who, if they're willing to buy a $3 game that they find fun, then they're also willing to buy an $8 game. And it doesn't really make a big difference. It's more like deciding to pull the trigger on making the purchase. you know. But especially if you can catch a sale, then yeah, it makes people feel good about it. I know I do. Let's see. What else can we do up in here? Yeah, $9.99. You're like, that's a good deal. $10.99. It's too much, and they know that too. That's an old trick. It's funny how we do that. And then even the amount of cents, even if it's in the $9 range, there's something about 99 we're okay with. But if it were, I forget what the numbers are. But if it were like 86 or something like that, we wouldn't like it as much for some weird psychological reason. It just feels bigger. Yeah, maybe so. Okay. I think and this is clearly, you can start to see what I mean by, let's break it and just see what happens. Like, this is some nasty, nasty geometry. But whatever. So let's go add some shading. All right, this is the leftover stuff. What we want is not that. Not that. Actually, this is, what is this? That's the world. We want the object. And we want, let me pull up something here real quick. Also grab this camera, let's move that downward. And then it needs to be zoomed in a bit. Oh, birthday in 10 days. Nice. Happy early birthday. Are we getting an invite? Sorry, I had my notes pulled up over the chat, so I wasn't reading. And yeah, it is crazy how quick you can get a tower shape. Yeah, where are those invites, bro? Where's the party at? We could play Jackbox over Discord. Yeah, we could do that. I'm trying to see actually. Well, I've never played Jackbox. Yeah, I've never played. Is it these? Jackbox party packs? Nice. Yeah, that looks like a lot of fun. So 10 days. Awesome. So you've got an October birthday. Yeah, watch your stream but play it on the phone or tablet. Yeah, no, that sounds fun. All right, I need to add this onto here. Wait, no, I'm not adding it onto that. I need to connect it here. Okay, now it's pretty transparent. It's going to be glass-like. We'll probably want to add a bit of frostiness to it, so we'll need, I guess, some roughness and some light as well. Make that a bit bigger. Have it kind of like this. And then let's give it some power. Maybe give it a slight light blue. You play with the family sometimes. It's a great family game too. Yeah, it sure looks like it. Let's see. So now I'm using the Cycles engine. Wonder if I put this in Eevee, what's it gonna look like? No, let's definitely keep Cycles. Yeah, because the thing is actually pretty transparent now, so without light hitting it at various angles, it's pretty see-through. Now, there's going to be a lot of diffusion up in here because of all that internal, all those internal faces and whatnot. But, I mean, we're really trying to get the idea that it's made of ice, so I guess that kind of works. Barbie, how's it going? How's your evening? And let's see, do I have denoise? Yeah, I've got denoise on. Let me see. What does it look like if we make a little render here? When it finishes the sampling. I'm trying to see how, like, in terms of the light, how much noise there is. All right, so that's the final render for a little tower. It needs a little something up top for sure. Nice, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I'm making some towers for my tower defense game in GDevelop in Blender right now. So I'm making the ice tower. Do you do any Blender work? Right, let's add a point light. And I'm going to move that up because it's going to be right in the middle of the tower. Wait, where'd it go? Yeah, there it is. So it's right there. Let's set the color. Again, just slightly blue. Light blue. And then let's give that some power. Oh, it has no radius, that's why. The new GDevelop update broke or changed a few people's games. What part of the update would have done the breaking? I didn't notice anything in mine. For how long have I been developing the game? I've been developing this game about a year and a half now. I kind of did a version 2.0 at the end of last year. But, I mean, ultimately, I've been toying with the whole concept and development for a year and a half. There we go. I think that kind of makes it much more crystalline and visible. Does it need a deeper blue, maybe? Mostly the 3D games. We could do like a mix of blues here. Like almost more of a white on the left. Then I'll just want to make sure it kind of stands out enough from the background as well. The game itself is actually 2D, so I can pull it up real quick and show you. It's still, the assets are still coming in, so some things are still in the works, but I'll show you what we've got so far. Yeah, I'm just taking these 3D assets, taking a kind of a top-down isometric type of viewpoint, getting screenshots of those, or animations, whichever, and dropping them in here. So, you know, here's the kind of, here's what we're working with right now. And the game is the last light keeper, so you're kind of light versus darkness. So you're literally using lighthouses to use light and channel it against the darkness. And I've got just a couple of towers so far. The basic lighthouse tower. There's a blood pyramid ziggurat tower. An arcane tower. We've got a water fountain. And then right now I'm working on the ice. So I need to replace this placeholder one with what I'm working on at the moment. And Holy is actually done too, I suppose. Nearly done. So yeah, you know, kind of a low-res pseudo 3D look. And then all this wonkiness, you can just pretend you don't see all that garbage. Enemies are placeholder too. I appreciate it. All right, so I'm pretty happy with this for now. Let's see. I just want to make it maybe a little more standoutish. So maybe increasing the light value. Let's try 120 here. And then let's try 150 on this one. Is this even pointing at the tower? I don't think it is. There we go. In fact, I want this one to be, I think, just straight up white. The art style reminded you of Age of Empires vibes. Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. I'm kind of leaning into that, especially like the older kind of Age of Empires. Other people have used the idea of the old Myst games. Whatever it is, I'm kind of buying it. It's not like a super high res polished look, but I think it's a little bit nostalgic, and I'm here for it. And it's, you know, honestly, I just kind of started working on these things in Blender because I'm not so good as like a fine artist. You know, if you give me a paintbrush, I can do anything with it, but I can do Blender a little bit. And if it were an actual 3D game, it would look more polished too. It would look like exactly what we see here. But since I'm outputting really small res versions of what we're looking at in 2D, you know, it gets kind of pixely. Okay, one. All right, there's that. I almost just want the top to be a little more, just a little more clear. It looks a little messy. Let's go to modeling. Let's see if there's anything we can do in here. Maybe on the inside. Maybe what it needs is... Okay, actually, let's go to material preview. So the left side here is going to be the camera view. Let's set that to rendered view again. I'm thinking of calling the game Last Lightkeeper Tower Defense. A lightkeeper is like a lighthouse keeper, a lighthouse worker. Yeah, make that food code. Make me something too, would ya? Okay, I'm also getting some artifacts down here at the bottom. What are those coming from? Barbie, do you do any game dev? I'm just curious because you found my stream. Oh, I see the problem. There are some open faces down here. Right, let's go to just this. Tap into edit mode. What I need to do is fill these in. Who's on your feed? Cool, I'm glad you hopped on. Nice to chat with you. You would like to develop a 2D game? Have you done any before? Yeah, GDevelop is definitely 2D is its bread and butter. Just the basics like adding movement or some pixel art. Right on. Yeah, a lot of the folks on this channel like to use GDevelop for its ease of use and low entry point. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend it. It's free. It does quite a lot. But obviously, if you're using another engine, that's cool too. Frustrated game dev. You're actually a doctor, but a frustrated game dev. I understand that. I've got a day job too. I wish I could spend all my time working on games. But yeah. Yeah, the only thing is I get frustrated on stream, so everyone gets to watch me learn and fumble things up. That's cool though. What area of practice as a doctor? If you end up using GDevelop, you should join the Discord. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, nice small little community. There we go. Fill some of these out here because it's looking a little funny. Which I'm not surprised it is because of the way that I approached this whole thing. We just needed to get ballpark close to what we want, and then we'll call it good. Because it's going to be too small to notice these things, for the most part. Okay. That sounds like a cop-out when I say that, but it really will be pretty darn small, honestly. Orthopedic surgeries. Oh, right on. It's pretty intense. Yeah, that's hardcore, man. How long have you been, I'm not even sure if I'm using the right terminology, but I guess how long have you, because you have to do a lot of practice before you can actually become a practicing doctor, right? So I guess my question is like, how far along are you? Like, do you have your own practice? I'm pretty ignorant when it comes to describing the process, but I'm curious. Currently helping a senior doctor. Awesome. From Mexico, nice. I visited Mexico City not too long ago. Are you near there? Cody, he beat you. He answered your question before you asked. Okay, I think this is pretty good. I'm just going to tweak the lights a bit more and then maybe do like some sort of rotating. You could raid binds. See if we can do some rotating shards or something. This point light. I'm just not sure about. Maybe it's the position. What if we move it? Because I thought it was going to have to add some roughness. But I think that there are so many faces that the light fall off is significant enough. I think we all agree with that. We come to the video games for the peace and the comfort. Definitely agree. Yeah, I think even if you're playing a horror game, you're playing it because you get some sort of comfort from it. Okay. Can I take some of this? Let me double check. Let me check something here to see if there's like a fast, like a shortcut for something I want to do. Okay, so if I take the tower, which is amazingly just one object. Let's go to select. So I need to be in face select mode. I had to check if my music stopped. Speaking of noise, I thought it went off. Yeah, you wouldn't know that I've been streaming for 1.5 years now. I did a lot of streams to nobody. That's for sure. Just have to learn to ramble to yourself. All right, what I'm trying to do here is select the interfaces, and let me double check a video here. Just go to select all. By trait. Oh, there we go. Okay, so select. Now, why am I not seeing this option? It's always difficult when you're looking at like older versions of Blender in the tutorials. So select similar, select by type. Yeah, man, I'm thrilled that anybody who's hopped on here is giving me the time of day. Definitely glad to have made some friends along the way too. Select. All right. Well, clearly it's not there, Corey. So let's move on. Add a cube to set wireframe. Add a Boolean modifier. All right, we'll see if this will do anything. Let's try. Intersect. Did that do it? Maybe it doesn't want, I guess you can't select itself. So if I add a little sphere, for example, and then I take that and move it upward somewhere up in here. Select the main object here, then pick the icosphere. Okay, well that deleted way too much. Let me try this the other way around. We're just experimenting here now. So it looks like it did delete some stuff out of there. Not particularly pretty, but I guess that works. Jessica, you're the girlfriend. Nice. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the stream. How's your evening going? I think we're actually on the same time zone. Is it 10:30 where you are? Oh, 1 hour off. Okay. 9:30. Yep, from the US. I'm in Oklahoma. I went to Mexico for the first time earlier this year. So I was glad to have finally crossed the border. Yeah, 4:30 for Code. He's over in the UK. I guess what I want to fix here is there's just a little too much making it kind of blurry here. So like it could leave it. It does look kind of icy, but I don't love it. The shape is fine. It's just the way the light's interacting with it I'm not a huge fan of. Is Jessica having a good evening? She says yes. Yeah, it needs to be a little more sharp. All right, so yeah, just a little too much up in here. Let's remove some stuff. It just dissolved a bunch of vertices, so we're gonna see what happens. Oh, you don't need a copy of Jackbox. Only one person needs the game. Sweet. So you want to do that on which day? The 26th? All right, I think it's looking slightly sharper now. Get just a little more definition in there. No, that sounds good, man. Let me grab this point light and... Where is that? That's up on the upper right. So if I make a copy of that, move it down. In fact, maybe move it this way too. And then make it not quite so bright. Yeah, actually, maybe you don't need that at all. I don't know. I think I want to export at least a single frame and just see what it looks like in the game. So I'm going to do that. So let's see, Control F12. Hold on, I think I told it to do too many. Let me open up this folder here. Let me copy this over here, paste it up here into my directory. And make a new folder, Tower Ice. Open that up, and then let's change the directory to that. All right. And then number of frames, we just want this to actually export. One frame. So where? Okay, so it's just doing one here. Perfect. Save and render. All right, let's put that in the game. See what we need to tweak. Do I think I'll do early access or a demo? Good question. You know, I'll definitely do like a GD Games demo. And then I'm toying with the idea of either doing the Steam early access or just releasing it on Steam. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I don't have the Steam page yet, Barbie. I'm waiting until I finish getting in a little more of the art, the towers, the UI elements. That way I can put together some material to make the Steam page look pretty. So as soon as I do that, I'm going to get the Steam page up and hopefully start collecting some wish lists. Okay, let's go to tower. Oh, I forgot I changed the color of the UI here. So tower ice. Let's add a sprite to this. And get rid of the placeholder. Goodbye, placeholder. Yeah, it is a bit of a safety net. You know, the hope is that it's not too much of a turnoff, because some people have a bad experience with early access games, you know. Oh, I need to set the points on this thing, I think. But let's see. When it has a glow, it's definitely noticeable. I need to fix that point on it, though. And this one, let's set that somewhere up here. And apply. Yeah, so what I think I'll do is I'll probably keep that design in general, but I'll probably add a little bit of... What would be really cool is to get a little bit of, like you said, kind of a fog going down from it. Something like that. Or that could be like some sort of ability that gets unlocked on it too. Lots of options there. I think I'll keep that basic design. I might tweak it here and there. So before I render a whole animation, I'll just keep the individual sprite. But it works as far as the screenshot goes. I think it's a good starting point. But yeah, so I think that's... I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here just because I've got work tomorrow. What styles are you going to give to the enemies? Good question. So the enemies are going to be... When I first began this game idea, the concept was for the enemies to be just pure darkness, pure evil, kind of a demonic darkness. And the best I can show you is some concept art that was done. Actually, it might not even really tell you that much, but I'll show you the concept art anyway, if I can find it. But basically, something like a smoky enemies. They don't really have... They're kind of vaporeal, or they don't have a solid form. Where did I put these pictures? Media, images. But yeah, the plan is to use Blender to make some smoke effects, and then to change the color, change the particles, that kind of thing. Okay, well... Okay, here's one of them. So this is, again, it doesn't give you a really good idea, but in this concept art, the artist had the darkness just kind of creeping up, kind of like with these smoky tendrils, and it's destroying the towers. It's not like individual enemies so much as it is a blob of darkness. I don't know if I can really do that in the game, so I'm just going to do like individual kind of smoky blobs walking down the path. But you know, it's one of those things, kind of like the tower you just saw me build. I don't have a very super specific plan. I'm just going to kind of feel it out and do whatever works. And here's the other one. This one actually does have a form. So what I'll probably do is have like some of the bigger bosses, like some of the enemies that are special. They might actually be kind of skeletal or wraith-like. No, the artist did a fantastic job. She's from Poland. Maybe you could implement sins as shadows. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's a pretty good idea. So those are definitely next on my to-do list after I do the towers. I need to do the moon tower. This is a moon tower right here. She put a moon up on the top, which I kind of like this. It's almost like a little city, but then there's a moon icon with the moon actually in the back. I didn't tell her to do that. She just did it. And then there are moon motifs. Where'd it go? Oh, maybe it was on the other one. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, this one has moons motifed into the side. So I think I want to do that on mine too. But yeah, I think that's about all I have for tonight. So Barbie, it was so great to meet you on here. Thanks for hopping on and hanging out with us. Lots of ideas. Encode, pleasure as always. Thanks for helping out, and definitely appreciate you. Happy birthday month, by the way. So everybody, y'all have a great night, great morning, and I'll be talking to you again soon. So yeah, until next time, whatever it is you're working on, I certainly hope that you have fewer bugs than I do. Hey, absolutely, Barbie. Yeah, hit the little bell icon. I usually stream at this time on Thursdays each week, but sometimes I stream more frequently, so I'll try to do that too. But yeah, join us anytime. And again, I'll be talking to y'all again soon, so y'all take care.